Good morning. It's Arlo Johnson from Vernon, BC calling, or checking in, I guess you should say, on August the 25th at about 10:30 a.m. Hope you're all doing fine. We've gone through another fire season here. It seems like it's clearing up now. Just south of us there was Kelowna, a bigger town than the town I'm in. They had 50 homes burnt. North of us, I don't know how many, but there was quite a few. And about the same distance north was another bunch of fires, all caused by the hot weather. We had a streak of hot weather that roughly ran about in the 100 Fahrenheit range for a few days. And we hadn't had any rain before that anyway. So everything just got dry. And took nothing to get a fire going. I mean, you can call that global warming, you can call that whatever, but I mean, it's really just because we had a few hot days. I can't say that that's a real, earth-shattering deal. But anyway, what it is what it is. The thing that I wanted to mention today was, at my age, it looks like, everything is changing so much all the time that it really proves that there's nothing really solid, in this world that you can count on. I mean, I guess once you've gone through an earthquake, you don't even trust the ground below your feet. So everything is like transitory. We're born and we live for so long and then die, and everybody does the same thing. And it's been going on for thousands of years. For instance, the animal species on this planet, dropped like by thousands and thousands. Just thousands and thousands of different species have disappeared. The way of life that we used to know has disappeared. And now life is getting to be pretty hard. And basically the goodness of it is gone. And it's a survival deal, and it will become more and more of that all the time. And people say, well, we're going to save the planet and we're going to do all this. Give your head a shake. That's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to do that. People are going to tell you that you're going to do that, so you act and do things in a certain way, the way they want you to do it, and people are just going to lose any rights that they had. Like right now, you've lost a ton of rights. Between me being like 21 years old or something in the 50s, or no, 1950, I was 16 years old. If I took the rights and the stuff that I had then and compared them to what it is now, I'd say I've lost 50% of everything I had a right to. And more controlled, very much more controlled. Now, the thing is, it's most likely a thing that is going to happen, that has to happen. It has to, this world, earth age, in the whole big scheme of things, has to come to an end, I suppose. And God says it will come to an end. Jesus said he's the judge of everything that has ever happened to anyone, and he will judge everyone. And that's going to be the end of that story. And a new story is going to start. That's the part that really people are missing the boat on, at least, whatever, 80%, 90, I don't know. They're living for what they want today, blah, 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 and the hell with tomorrow. And that's why, the belief in God and religion, well, religion is, I can't say that it's a good idea to believe in religion, because I can start a religion, you can start a religion, he can start a religion, and what does it amount to? Nothing. But I think it's so important to God to know who you believe in and who you trust. Period. I've decided, quite some time, not that long ago, that I would trust everything that God has said in the Bible, through his prophets, through this, through that, and also what Jesus Christ said in his 3.5 years of his ministry on the earth. And that's the only thing I can trust. I can't trust what you tell me, or what my son tells me, or what my neighbor tells me, because I used to be able to trust what they told me when I was a young kid or a young man, but not now. The side that is anti-God, I guess you have to say, has gotten so strong and so powerful that the only thing they want is power. That's really all it is. But it's become so strong and prevalent that you can't look at anything or hear anything without not knowing that it's slanted, twisted, or plain lie. I watched a little interview that somebody did the other day, and they were asking him, they said, well, what they were talking about is Trump. And they said, are you going to vote for Trump next time? Oh, no, not a chance. No way, he's a terrible guy, terrible, oh, I tell you. The guy says, in what way? Well, it doesn't matter, he is terrible. Well, he says, how do you know that? Well, don't you watch TV? And I thought, well, there you go. There's a perfect answer. And people watch TV, listen to news, what they call news, and they take it as their truth, their news, and they tell someone else. It's not their news. It's not their truth. They're being fed. And people are so easily manipulated that it is just amazing. And the thing is, when you consider, here's one quick little thing I'd like you to consider. People these days, if you say to them, are you concerned about hell? And is there a hell? Or when you pass through this world, are you going to go suffer in hell? Oh, no, I'm telling you. That's just BS. Oh, it is, eh? Well, that means that they're saying that Jesus is just BS. I don't think so. He talked more about hell than anybody. He said it was the worst thing in the world and to avoid it by all means. And he said, he didn't say it, but he basically what's inferred is, I died to prevent you from going to hell. All you got to do is believe what I did, and God will accept that. Now, how can somebody, even if there was a slight chance that that's right, turn that down versus what's waiting, and you can't get away from it? I think people believe that they'll just die and disappear, man. Won't be nothing, just gone. That's basically what I think most of them believe, and they don't care. They figure, well, I'll have just a good run in this life and get what I can out of it, and then I'm gone. But it's not going to happen that way. Not one single person out of the billions and billions who lived on this planet. Not going to happen. And so the things that happen in this world are pretty well programmed. Here's one thing that I believe, and I believe it pretty strongly, that we are living in a plan. We're just living out this plan. Every single thing that happens, God has run this plan through before, one way or the other. I wouldn't doubt that in His grand scheme of things, He has run this right through, done everything, maybe adjusted everything, I don't know, and then put it into practice and run it through for a final time. I know that we have a hard time, at least, I mean I do, I have a hard time trying to visualize how great God is, how immensely powerful. And I don't think I'm ever going to be able to do it. But I've mentioned before, and I'll mention it once more. I run across these guys who came up with the deal. They said, all right, the book of Revelation talks about, in I think it's chapter 20 or something, in about the city of God that's going to descend on this planet. And they said, it won't fit on this planet. And I'd read about the city of God, and I mean, I went on and on and on how it's 1,500 miles, it's going to be this big and that, and what kind of a city was this big? 1,500 miles high, how many stories is that? 1,500 miles high. Anyway, they said, won't fit. And they drew a diagram and showed the curvature of the earth and the sides of the city, where the gates would be down at the bottom, would be 70 miles off the planet Earth on all corners because of the curvature of the earth. So they said the earth would have to expand by 372 times. That's how big it would have to get to handle that kind of a city on a flat ground thing. Well, you know what that does? That changes it from a radius of 4,000 miles. It's a pretty small planet. 4,000 miles to 1,400,000,000 mile radius. That's radius. It would be humongous planet. But maybe that's the deal. God says, I'm going to create a new heaven and a new earth. That's all He said. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if that is exactly what it's going to be. Because, I mean, after all, God is so humongously great. He fills the entire universe, I guess, in a way, spiritually somehow. And He's always existed. There's nobody in it. He has no partner. He has nobody's equal to Him at all. He would have a big place, I would think, before He would come here. I don't know how big a place He's in now. I don't think anybody can tell me that. How big is heaven? If that's where He's at, I guess He is in heaven. I guess heaven is wherever God the Father is. That's where God the Father is, Jesus Christ is. Big place. Imagine, and the thing is, I believe that everybody should have the hope of a future like that. Without hope, there's no sense in getting up in the morning. But that kind of a hope is so big and powerful. Oh, I mean, once you get settled into it and you realize that this is entirely what God is telling you and what Jesus Christ is telling you is the truth. No exaggeration, no nothing. So the idea would be to believe him. Can't believe anybody else. You just got to say, no, I got to believe. Jesus said, I'm the life, the way, and the truth. No one comes to the Father except by me. That burns a lot of people to hear that. But that's what he said. So anyway, I'm going to cut it off here now. This is good enough. I just hope you have a rockin' good day. And hope we have a nice fall, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much, and if you would like to subscribe, I'd really appreciate that. Thank you, and God bless you.